Yo, 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 what is going on, guys? It's your boy Wapo here, back with another Marvel Strike Force video. And we're back with another baby account update. So we are just about to hit level 65 on the baby account. The first 10 minutes of this video, I'm going to be going over just what I've accomplished over the last 40 days since I started playing this account. So if you want to bypass all that and skip all that and get straight to all the juicy tips and stuff, go ahead and click the timestamp in the description. This is what I've been doing every single day. Every single day on this account, I've been spending 450 power core refreshes up to 100. Once you get to 100, it's probably best to stop there. So I'm spending about 200 cores a day, right? I started this account about 42 or 43 days ago. Now I'm at level 65. I'm going to show you guys the roster here in a little bit, but 450 power core refreshes for this, and then 450 power core refreshes for this. But I don't need to do this anymore because we're about to hit level 65 here in a bit. So what I've been doing is farming just the Heroes campaign. I'm still capped on what I can do in the Heroes campaign. Looks like this one unlocks at level 70. So I've just kind of been farming some of the important characters. We're actually going to be talking about some of the best characters to be farming in all of these campaign nodes here in a minute. So I'll throw them up on screen and you guys can kind of see what exactly I've been farming every single day. The whole goal here is to not, leave a big stack of energy behind. You want to try to spend as much energy or all your energy if you can, so that way you can actually get the benefit of the energy actually, accumulating over time, right? So we're gonna do this one more time, and we can do it one more. So there we go. So now we're at 2 out of 150. Let's go over to the ISO campaign stuff to spend this ISO energy. And this one, there's no particular one that you want to focus on. You just want to get the energy spent. Sometimes you can do it twice like this, and we should be hitting level 65 here in a minute. There we go. I've unlocked Epic Campaigns and Dark Dimension, get Omega Orb, and all this juicy stuff. Okay, so let's go back. Let me show you guys the roster really quick before we get into anything else. Before I do that, let me go into my profile. So the first video that I put out was a video talking about tips from level 1 to level 30. And I think my TCP was only like 50, 60K at the time. Now we're at 1.5 million total collection power. And again, a lot of that has come from not only upgrading some of my important tunes. I have a few different teams that I've been focusing on, but also how I got to level 65 so fast was doing that energy refresh every single day. So again, you're only spending 50 power cores up to 100, and then you're stopping. So let me show you guys the roster really quick. So here are our top champs. Got another star on Doctor Strange. That's pretty cool. So here's our top characters. Let me show you guys kind of, actually, I think the easiest tab to show you this is probably going to be here in squads right here. So Mortal X-Men's looking pretty good. I've been focusing on them because they're a Crucible team, and they're one of the, they're reworked, they reworked the X-Men team not too long ago, so this is one of the best teams to build right now, especially if you care about Crucible. And also this three-piece right here with Beast, Storm, and Jean Grey. This three-piece right here is actually needed for the Uncanny team, which is a very, very important raid team. So we're going to filter over to the raid team tab. I got to start focusing my Falcon, but once I get Jean Grey, then I'm definitely going to be working on this team. And then Hercules and Jean Grey are going to take a minute for me to unlock because I'm free to play. Night Stalkers, unfortunately, are not farmable yet, but they are going to be farmable very, very soon. So I'm very excited to unlock those guys. Orcus, I have them unlocked. So we got Nimrod, Sentinel, Scientist Supreme, and Lady Deathstrike. Sentinel's a pretty important member to this team. So once I get Sentinel unlocked, then I'll definitely be focusing my Orcus team for the tech raids. Alpha Fly, as you guys can see here. There's a couple milestones that I'm going to show you that actually give you the entire Alpha Flight team absolutely free as long as you're playing the game. Then we got Spider Society, one of the best, if not the best, raid team still currently. And then we have the entire 5-piece of Hive Mind, but I haven't really built them up because Hive Mind is kind of on their way out in terms of the bio section. So I kind of haven't been touching them. Extreme X-Men, as you guys know from the first video, this is the team that I absolutely recommended for you guys to build. I still think they're a very, very good team, as well as Sinister Six. But yeah, I kind of left them at level 60. I don't know if I'm probably gonna bring them up to level 65 with me because they're one of the few really good teams that have a lot of really good synergy. And then we have Bifrost down here. I haven't even touched Bifrost because yeah, they're just not needed. I'm gonna build up Val when I need to, actually start getting into Dark Dimension, but that's about it. But the new Mystic team is obviously going to be this Night Stalkers team. Arena. So for my Arena team, I don't have too many members of the Annihilator, so I haven't really been, touching Silver Surfer. I've only been building up Gore, because Gore as a standalone character does a lot of damage, and he just has a really good kit. So my main Arena team is actually consisting of the Secret Defenders, so that's why I have them built up pretty big. Aside from that, got the Eternals built up a little bit, and that's about it. And as far as War goes, War is not really a priority for me, so I haven't really touched any of these War characters, with the exception of, like, Black Knight, I believe. Yeah, Black Knight and Cosmic Ghost Rider. And then Crucible as well. Crucible is my favorite game mode, so this is the one that I'm really going to be going hard on. So as you can see, I have my Immortal X-Men built up. I got my Cabal built up. Soup 6, haven't touched New Warriors, and then I have the 3-piece of Tangled. So that's just the best way that I can show you guys what I've been doing over the last month or two, month and a half. Now let's go over to the Epic campaigns. This is gonna be my first time checking this out as a new player on this account. Okay, so we got access to all the different scourges. Pretty cool. Okay, so we got all the different scourges right there. So you need to do all of these different scourges: the Pestilence, Death, War, and Famine, to unlock Morgan Le Fay, Archangel, Red Hulk, and Rogue. Now you're gonna want to unlock all 4 of these characters, because these 4 characters are needed to unlock Apocalypse. Let's go check out Dark Dimension and see what this is all about. With Ultimates continuing to open new portals in the multiverse, a gateway to Dark Dimension is ripped open. Okay, Doctor Strange is talking to us. Dark Dimension is Dormammu's realm. All right, let's do it. All right. Let's see. So we're going to go here in Dark Dimension 1. This requires gear tier 12. I don't know if there's any star requirements for this one. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. It doesn't look like there's any star requirements. So it looks like as long as I get minimum 5 characters up to gear tier 12, I can actually start doing Dark Dimension. So that's really cool. So Kestrel's going to be needed for Apocalypse as well. So you're going to need 3 original characters in Kestrel, Deathpool, as well as Val. Ultron, probably the weakest member, arguably the weakest member, and the weakest of all of the Dark Dimension characters. Ultron, even though he got a rework and he belongs to the Masters of Evil team, still not very, very good. So I'm probably just going to skip Dark Dimension 2 altogether. The only incentive for me... Okay, the game crashed. All right, as I was saying, the only incentive for me to be doing Dark Dimension 2 is not so much for Ultron the character, but for all the juicy gear that you're going to be getting in here. You're going to get 2 big payouts of gear, one for completing the initial run, and then one for getting the timed version of it as well. So just doing it, every Dark Dimension you want to do it at least minimum 2 times, right? So you can get both of the gear payouts, plus every node is going to have some rewards on it. So you're only going to get those rewards twice. So you want to try and do minimum two runs on each of them. Anything over 2 runs is just you farming a better border on that particular Dark Dimension run. Gear tier 14 looks like it requires, this is when you actually, I think you need stars for this one. It just says gear tier 14 though. I actually don't think they have a star requirement on any of these. It's just gear tier requirements at this point. Okay. The only one that's going to require like another thing aside from gear is going to be Dark Dimension 8, which requires ISO 8, which is the purple ISO. Okay. All right, so the first tip that I have for you guys is to come into the Events tab right here. Click on the Events tab. You're going to see all of these different things that you can click on. The first thing I'm going to suggest for you guys to do is to do all of these showcases, right? So I went ahead and already did them, but there's going to be 4 different ones for this one. So you're going to go ahead and click Go, and the second chapter you're not going to be able to do because you're not going to have a 4-star Kahori. You're not going to have, these are going to require you to have stars on those new characters, but now, the Chapter 1 is going to give you all the mission-provided characters, so you actually don't need to have any of the characters unlocked in order for you to do these. And these have a ton of really good rewards. I'm going to jump over to my other account and show you guys exactly what kind of rewards I'm talking about here. So we're going to go into the showcase. I have this available as well on my main account. And story, let's see if I've done any of the, see if there's any story ones that I haven't completed on this account yet. Okay, so story 1. So very, very similar rewards to this, except every one of them is going to have a different character. But check out some of these rewards. You're going to get 1.8 million of these ions, 1.5 million of the green ions, which you absolutely need early on. every node is going to have a good chunk. This is going to have gold. It's going to have 50 character shards, and it's going to have some more of these premium ISO fragments. Next node is going to have 100 pieces of teal gear of some of these that are going to be really important for your roster later on. Next one is going to have another 100 pieces of some teal gear, as well as 500k of these blue ISO fragments. And then the very last node is going to have 2 million ions, as well as some other juicy gear. But the good one that you want for yourself early on is going to be these gear credits. You're going to get 1.2 million every time you get to this last node. So that's 1.2 million. Multiply that by what? 1, 2, 3. So 4 times 1.2 million. So there you go. You can kind of do the math there. And that's just one of the showcases. So currently right now, there's 2 different showcases going on. And I should probably go back and do this. So as you can see, chapter 1 is going to give me 100 storm shards. You really want this character on your team because she's needed for the raids, for the uncanny team, and she's also needed for Cosmic Crucible. The next node is going to give you Beast, amazing character you're going to need. And so there you go. These 3 characters are 3 characters that you absolutely need to have right now in the game. For the raids, for the mutant raids. It's also going to give you some training modules, which are super good early on. And then you're also going to get a bunch of these other rewards, as I stated. So do the chapter 1 on all of these. You're able to do them as a brand new player. Very important if you haven't done so already. So there's about 30 days left on the Unbelievable one, which is the newest one with Jean Grey and Hercules that just came out. This one, I believe it's only, there's only 12 days left on this. So if you're watching this in January, make sure you guys do this before the end of the month. All right, the next tip I have for you guys is going over to the legendary section. So once you, so you should be able to see all of these different legendaries that you get to unlock. What I'm going to suggest for you guys to do is to go in here and do all of the ones that give you these mega orbs, right? So these mega orb fragments are really good. There's a lot of amazing characters that you're going to want to have on your roster using these mega orbs. So any legendary node that gives you these mega orb fragments, you want to absolutely do. The 2 that I haven't done yet are Star-Lord and Iron Man, because Star-Lord actually gives, I mean, I could still do them, right, for the power cores, and I guess for some of these premium orb fragments, but really more so for the power cores. But I just focused the ones that have the mega orbs. So let's see how many mega orbs I have in total from just doing those. I don't think I've opened a single one since I started doing those legendary nodes. So let's go down to our mega orbs. So there we go. We got 15 whole mega orbs to open. So let's check out some of the characters that are in here, right? Let's see, uncommon drop. So check it out. We have Night Stalkers in here. We have Annihilators in here. We have Cabal. We have Illuminati. We have Orcus. We have Nightcrawler, Alpha Flight. Like, just all of these characters are just top tier characters, with the exception of a few, but the majority of these characters are going to be absolute must builds for your roster. So these mega orb fragments are going to be super clutch for you, and each one is actually going to give you anywhere from a 50 to 100 drop. All right, you guys, moving on to the next topic. It's going to be what to purchase in each of the stores. So we're going to kick it off with the Blitz store. So the order that I actually put them in from left to right is going to be in terms of importance. So I do believe that Gore is the most important character and the best character in the Blitz store for you to farm. Next, after Gore, is going to be Spider-Man Pav, and then Sunfire. So Pav belongs to the Spider-Sided team, and he is the main damage dealer on that team. And then Sunfire is actually needed for the Alpha Flight team, which is needed for the Spotlight raids. So Blitz is pretty easy. Gore, Pav, and then Sunfire. All right, moving on to the raid store, we have Black Panther Shuri, Panda Pool, Kraven the Hunter, and Icarus. Now, Black Panther Shuri, she is one of the 3 characters that is one of the linchpins for that Illuminati team that's needed for Cosmic Crucible. Really good character. She's got all the cool stats, and she's just had a pretty amazing kit. So farm yourself a Black Panther Shuri. Next on that list is going to be Panda Pool. Panda Pool is needed for the Mercs for Money team. He pairs very well with Old Man Logan as well. And Logan... Kraven is really good. He belongs on the Superior 6 team. He's going to provide a turn 1 ability block as well as having a permakill on his ultimate. And then Icarus, I really debated on whether I should put Icarus on this list or not. The one character actually I forgot to put up here is actually Scientist Supreme. I was trying to refresh the raid store until I could find her, but I couldn't find her image. So we're just going to throw up here because Scientist Supreme should definitely be on this list. She should actually be the very first character that you should farm over any of these characters because Scientist Supreme is needed for the Orcus team. Okay, moving on to the arena store. Now, the arena store is a little bit tricky, right? There's a lot of really good characters in here, but what I'm going to suggest for you guys is to farm 7 stars for both Peter B and Sasquatch. Now, Peter B is the main healer for that Spider Society team, and as of right now, Spider Society is one of the best raid teams. They're also incredibly good in Dark Dimension as well. So having a big Peter B is going to be very helpful for the sustainability of that team. Sasquatch belongs in a very unique category. He's one of the few tanks in the game that have a pre-taunt. And Sasquatch is also the main tank for the Alpha Flight team. And Alpha Flight at the moment is needed for the Spotlight raids, so that's why I put him up here. And that's why I think that you guys should farm him up to 7 stars. You're going to get a lot of benefit from that. Having a big Peter is going to help with the sustainability of Spider Society, and having a big Sasquatch is going to help that Alpha Flight team perform a little bit better. Now, the other characters that are on this list, Void Knight, Docket, and Spider-Man Noir, are actually very good characters in their own right, but I don't think that you should prioritize farming these characters over the training modules. I think what you guys should do is get your Peter B to 7, get your Sasquatch to 7, and then everything after that, you should put it into farming these training modules. Might not pay off immediately, but I promise you, if you start farming your training modules now, after you've gotten your 2 main characters up to that 7-star level, farming the training modules now, you're going to thank yourself later that you started farming these early on. And then the last and final section, we have the War Store as well as the Crucible Store. So in the War Store, they just added Nimrod here. So Nimrod should be your very first focus there. Try to get him up to 7 stars as soon as possible. Iron Patriot's also a very good character. He belongs on the Cabal team. As far as Crucible Store goes, there's a lot of really good characters in the Crucible Store as well. But in terms of priority, in my opinion, I think you should farm Gladiator as soon as possible. He is currently the best pre-taunting tank in the entire game. Second to Gladiator in terms of pre-taunting tanks is actually Black Knight. Black Knight, the bigger you have a Black Knight, the more damage he's going to do on his passive. Whenever he has charges, he's going to do a ping attack. Lady Deathstrike is a phenomenal plug-and-play character. Bring her up. She's also part of the Orcus team. Yeah.
I lost that Rowan.
Yeah, me too. You guys are going to get a ton of value out of having a big Lady Deathstrike. Penny Parker, she's also, again, part of the Spider Society team. She's one of the tanks. She also has a nice stun. So trying to have having a big Penny Parker really pays off. And then Nightcrawler is one of the best plug-and-play characters in the entire game. There you guys have it. Those are my tips and tricks for levels 31 to 65. Really hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please drop a like and subscribe and share this to any players that are new to Marvel Strike Force and are looking for a particular guide or some sort of direction in terms of what to build in the game, where they should focus their attention. The next videos that I'm going to be posting are going to be an Apocalypse Saga unlock guide, so please keep an eye out for that. It's going to be a 2-part video. We're going to be dropping what characters and what teams you should be building up to unlock Apocalypse. It's going to be a very easy guide, so make sure you look out for that. And then the second part to that video is going to be the Scourges guide, is how to actually unlock the Horseman to get Apocalypse, right? So I think we're going to drop the Horseman / Scourge video first, and then we're going to drop the Apocalypse video next. That way it actually makes sense and it's in order. So thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.